Okay, dear students, welcome. We are studying chapter 3, kinematics. Now, our topic is velocity. First of all, the definition of velocity: displacement covered by the body per unit time is called velocity. Means, displacement means distance in a particular direction. When it is covered, then divided by time, that how much time you have taken for this displacement. It is called velocity. As you have read, speed. In speed, the distance covered per unit time is called speed. In the speed there is no direction, but in velocity there is direction. Therefore, we call it displacement. Or the simple definition, rate of displacement covered by the body is called velocity. Rate, as I have told you before, that rate means to calculate the time or divided by time. Per unit time, you can write rate of displacement. So, it is called velocity. It is denoted by V. Now, mathematical statement, mathematically it is written as V is equal to d upon t. If you want to write S, then you make over arrow on the S. When you put arrow which shows the direction, it becomes displacement, where t is time and S or d is displacement. Now its unit is, in SI system, its unit is meter per second or ms minus 1. You can write it in the both way, in power and in oblique. So it is the unit of velocity. It is the same unit as the speed, but you have to remember this formula for easiness of the numerical. Now, difference between speed and velocity. Speed, it is rate of distance covered. As you know, speed depends upon the distance divided by time. It is rate of displacement covered. Number 2, it has no definite direction. It has definite direction. When it has no definite direction, then it is scalar quantity and it is vector quantity. And fourth point is, it is denoted by V. It is denoted by V over arrow. So these are 4 differences between speed and velocity, and you have to learn these 4 differences. Now we come to uniform velocity. What is uniform velocity? No change in speed or direction. Means equal displacement covered in equal intervals of time is called uniform velocity. Means you are covering 10 kilometer in 5 minutes and next 10 kilometer in 5 minutes and other next kilometers in 5 minutes. So time interval is same and displacement covered is same. It is known as uniform velocity. Variable velocity either change in speed or direction, and one thing is change, the velocity will be variable. We can define it unequal displacements covered in unequal intervals of time. For example, you are traveling in your car and you are covering 10 kilometer in 5 seconds, and in other 5 seconds you covers 20 kilometer, and in 4 seconds you covers 2 kilometer. So these are unequal displacements with unequal intervals of time. It is called variable velocity. Now we come to the initial velocity. The velocity with which the body starts is called initial velocity. Means you are starting with what velocity? For example, you are starting with 20 km per hour. It is your initial velocity. But it is 0 when starting from rest. When your car is stable, now you want to move it. So if you look at the speedometer, that will be at 0. So it is initial velocity. Final velocity, the maximum velocity gained by the body is called final velocity. Means when you are speeding up the car, you reached at 80 kilometer per hour. So it is your final velocity. It is denoted by VF, V capital, F small. It is 0 when comes to rest. When your car comes to rest or you will apply the brake, it becomes 0. When you will start from rest, its initial velocity is 0, and when you comes at rest or brakes are applied, then VF will be 0. Now average velocity. Average means sum of the quantities divided by number of the quantities becomes average. Now the sum of initial and final velocities divided by 2 is called average velocity. Means there are two velocities, VI and VF. We will add these velocities and divided by 2, then it comes V. So this formula you have to learn if you want to understand the numericals easily. Then you have to learn this formula as well as this formula. So in the next topic we will study about acceleration and then numericals. So you have to write it and learn it. These are the notes for you. Okay, thank you.